Nicholas II was the last emperor of the Russian Empire with a cute mustache, the whole of Russia, and a beautiful family of 5 children, including only one son. What happened to his family, why did it happen, and why this was such a crucial moment in the history of Russia? The assassination of Nicholas II, the last Tsar of Russia, stands as a tragic event that ended centuries of Romanov rule. The reasons behind this event are complex, combined political, social, and economic factors that shape the dynamics of a changing Russia. Nicholas II got the Russian throne in 1894, facing the difficult task of leading a vast and diverse empire through significant transformation. The pressures of industrialization and the struggles of World War I created an environment of discontent among the Russian population. Nicholas gave support to the economic and political reforms promoted by his prime ministers and advocated for modernization based on foreign loans and close ties with France. However, the Tsar's autocratic rule, resistance to political reforms, resistance to giving the new parliament major roles, slow decisions, and strong aristocratic opposition fueled the flames of the revolution rising on the horizon. He was criticized for his government's repression of political opponents and his inaction during the massive Kodianka crowd crush during the coronation, repetitive anti-Jewish pogroms, bloody Sunday shooting of unarmed demonstrators, and the violent suppression of the first 1905 Russian Revolution. His popularity was further damaged by the Russo-Japanese War, when Russians lost their influence over Manchuria and Korea, and the Japanese annexed the south of Sakhalin Island. During the July crisis and conflicts in Europe in 1914, Nicholas supported Serbia and approved the mobilization of the Russian army. In response, Germany declared war on Russia and France, starting World War I. The severe military losses led to the crush of morale at the front and at home. Widespread dissatisfaction with the Tsarist regime blew up into mass protests and strikes across the country, resulting in the February Revolution in 1917. Nicholas II had to abdicate himself and on behalf of his son, after which he and his family were full-time imprisoned by the new Russian provisional government in their home in Tsarskoye Selo. However, the new provisional government was only a short-lived one before the revolution took its next turn. The October Revolution happened the same year. It was led by Vladimir Lenin and the Bolshevik Party, driven by Marxist ideology and a desire for radical social and economic change. They wanted to build a socialist state and quickly took power of the provisional government. Nicholas II and his family, held in captivity, became symbols of the old regime and a potential danger for the revolution in case counter-revolutionaries tried to get the monarchy back. As the Bolsheviks were getting more powerful, the life of Nicholas II was getting more in danger. The fear of counter-revolution was growing, fueled by the thoughts that the Tsar and his family could be potentially rescued, or they could escape themselves. These thoughts and fears led to a decision that became a dark page in the history of Russia. The family was moved to the Bolshevik-controlled city of Ekaterinburg in the spring of 2018, to the merchant's house called Ipativ House. The new place and treatment from the soldiers were worse than they had at home, but they were spending the days walking around the territory, playing card games, and chopping wood. On the night of July 16 to 17, 1918, after a casual day, Nicholas II, along with his wife Alexandra and their 5 children, Alexei, Anastasia, Maria, Tatiana, and Olga, aged from 13 to 22, along with several family servants, were executed by Bolshevik forces by firing squad and bayonets in the basement of the house. Bolsheviks burned all of the victims' clothes and threw their bodies down a disused mine shaft. A short time later the bodies were gotten up, severely disfigured and dismembered, and hurriedly buried under railway sleepers, with the exception of 2 of the Tsar's children, who were burned in a bonfire site, and whose bodies were not discovered until 2007. The decision to assassinate the Tsar was, at its core, a political one. The Bolsheviks wanted to get rid of the symbol of the old regime and prevent any possibility of a monarchy coming back. The brutality of the execution was influenced by the revolutionary anger and the strong desire to get rid of the Tsarist rule. Historical opinions on the assassination of Nicholas II vary, with some seeing it as a pragmatic move to secure the Bolsheviks' power, while others think it was an act of unnecessary brutality and cruelty. The execution of the Romanovs spread a long shadow over Soviet history, and for many years up to the 1990s, the details surrounding their deaths were kept a secret. In 1981, Alexandra and her family were recognized as martyrs by the Russian Orthodox Church outside Russia. In 2000, Alexandra was canonized as a saint and passion bearer by the Russian Orthodox Church, together with her husband Nicholas II and their children. Share in the comments what you think of this tragic event, and subscribe to learn more interesting facts about Russian culture and history.